Welcome to Keep What You Earn, your judgment and jargon-free zone for entrepreneurs of all levels. Get ready to learn how to scale your business, save money in taxes, and create a business that grows your wealth. If it feels like the financial side of business is like eating your vegetables, well then think of this podcast as the ranch dressing to make the process a little more enjoyable. My name is Shannon. I'm a CPA and business owner on a mission to simplify money and empower others through knowledge. I hope this episode inspires you to take action, but remember that the information we share is for educational purposes only and is not individual tax advice. Now that we got that out of the way, let's start the show. You know, so many people are just like me and came from a career where the more you worked, the more you were valued. And it's not just the direct billable hour, but it definitely shows up there in accounting, legal, other professional services. We came from this world where the more you worked, the more you made, but the more you were looked up to, the more you were respected. It was almost like a badge of honor how busy you were. And while that's incredibly unhealthy overall as a mentality, you find yourself kind of wrapped up in it. And simply doing more work won't necessarily make you more in the world of entrepreneurship. And that is a definite mindset shift I had to go through, which was if I can only spend X number of hours working for my clients, who the hell am I to charge XYZ price if I can only spend X number of hours working on them? And it took me a long time. It took me a long time to associate my value, my price with results, with outcomes, with the ability to drive something for a client and to improve something for them. I mean, I've had clients that work their tails off and yet don't make them enough to pay themselves a salary at the end of the year or at the end of the month or the end of the week. And the key, honestly, is prioritizing the right tasks that will generate profit, not just keep you busy. I actually have a story of a lawyer that I know who was basically telling me that, you know, she was feeling like she was at a ceiling in terms of what she could make because she was working crazy hours. She was at her capacity, but she was feeling like, Shannon, I can't handle anymore. So this is all I can make. And we had to stop and pause for a second. And we realized there were a couple things happening. Number one was she was what I call procrastinating. So she was working on stuff that she definitely didn't have to be spending time on. And on top of that, she was working on things that consumed a lot of time, but wasn't making a ton of profit on those projects. So there are so many different dimensions on how you should be looking at how you spend your time and how much money you make. And a lot of the times, the answer isn't selling more. The answer is fixing the machine, not pouring more into it. So let's just talk about that for a second. We indulge in this idea of procrastinating. I've seen this on social before, some term like that, where it describes working on one more enjoyable work task just to feel accomplished, even though you have a bigger one to get done that will actually move the needle. And I've done this myself. I've knocked out a few small tasks just to get the little dopamine hit of checking off stuff off the to-do list, even though I know there's one massive thing I need to be working on. There's like 10 little things I can easily get done. So I just feel better and feel less overwhelmed. But the truth is, I feel less overwhelmed for a hot 10 seconds. And then I look at the big thing I have to get done and I realize, crap, I got nothing else to do but that now and I have to do it. And oh, it's also nighttime now and I'm tired and I'm not going to bring the energy to it that I need to. So procrastinating is very real. And the other thing is, this is why I wanted to touch on this topic, is that productivity and profitability are not synonymous. Productivity means that you are working on things, you are busy, that you are getting more done per unit of time. But getting more done does not make you more money. I'm going to say that, I'm going to keep saying that throughout the episode. Getting more done does not get you more money unless it's driving real results for clients, unless it's getting money in the door. And it really comes down to, how are you spending your time? Are you spending your time doing $15 activities that could be outsourced? Are you spending your time doing things that are just not a high priority right now? Are you working on graphics in Canva for social media posts when you really need to be working on that big client project? I mean, guilty. I've been there where I'm just like, but I have more fun doing this. I get it. It's totally, totally real. But what you have to do is learn how to focus your energy on the things that are really going to move the needle. And if you're wondering, okay, Shannon, what does that look like? What does it look like, or how should I be evaluating the things I'm spending my time on? I look at profitability overall. So I look at, okay, what are the different types of projects that make you the most money that you get to keep? Not sales wise, but profit wise. So if your most profitable offer, let's just say if you're doing an online service, let's say you're a coach or consultant, right? If your most profitable service is a one-to-many group offer, then you're better off spending your time creating efficiency there or serving that group than you would be doing anything else. Although maybe one-on-one is quite lucrative for you, it may just be second place to the group offer, depending on what your profitability looks like and how much you rely on those offers. There's a lot of different things to consider here, but you want to just be focusing your attention and your energy on the things that are really important to your business and that are going to breathe life into it, not just drain energy from it. And that's so, so, so important. Now, productivity is great when you're an employee. Utilization was the word we used in our firm to describe, how often we were working on client work and that we were quote unquote billable. But as an entrepreneur, you have to get a little bit more strategic with your priorities. You have to know what your profit drivers are. And like I said, if you're not sure what activities are really driving your profit, then that's where you need to start. You need to go back to understanding how much are you making per unit of time that you're spending on these various different activities in your business. And it could be internal. It could also be the various offers that you have. It could be your time answering client questions. It could be your time working on developing new systems, new funnels. What is that time actually worth to you? What is it going to generate for you? And without getting too technical and doing the numbers, you just have to know where it falls in the stack of priorities. And that will enable you to better spend your time and to know where to outsource, know where to delegate. Because we also tend to take on too much on our own shoulders way too soon. We don't hire fast enough, and we don't trust others to do the work for us, which is a whole separate episode. But understand that at the end of the day, productivity is not profitability. So even if you're feeling like you're super productive, you're getting a ton of shit done, you feel really accomplished, it doesn't mean you're making a lot of money. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be keeping it. Those are two very different conclusions to draw. Very, very different. So if you need some help figuring out your profitability, figuring out where to spend your time, figuring out what offers are most lucrative for you, or just figuring out how to allocate your energy in your business, this is a perfect topic to cover in a power session. So check out the show notes for more information on our CFO power sessions, or consider joining our CFO on-demand program or even our CFO services. We would love, love, love to help you narrow this down and get super clear on where to focus in your business. Everyone says you need to get a bookkeeper, but what good is that if you don't know how to read the financial statements they give you? If you're hesitating to ask questions on your numbers, or you're not even looking at them because you don't know how to turn them into actions, we're now offering an accessible option for you to get the support you need to use your financial statements effectively. It's called the CFO On Demand. You can bring your financials to a call with me or message me privately about what's going on with your business. We will even go over what documents you need to send your tax pro so you feel prepared and confident this tax season. Want to learn more? Head to thecfoondemand.com, and the link is down in the show notes. Again, that's thecfoondemand.com. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating and review on your podcast platform. This small action goes a long way for podcasters to get our message heard by more business owners just like you. Be sure to check out the show notes for links to information about our guests and ways to get in touch with me. We'll see you on the next episode.